A day after the Dow Jones Industrial Average plunged more than 600 points, investors looking for help from the Federal Reserve got very little. After its scheduled meeting Tuesday, the central bank issued a brief statement saying U.S. growth had been considerably slower than expected and vowed to keep interest rates near zero, possibly until mid-2013. The lack of any specific action led to a wild afternoon of trading on Wall Street. Jason Weisberg at Seaport Securities says fortunately, bargain hunters were out in force.
It's more momentum, guys. I think some of the people that were a little panicked about their stock saw the bounce this morning as an opportunity to maybe unload some of their positions or at least lighten them up.
Stock prices fell after the Fed statement, but rallied as a trading day drew to a close. Key market indices closed sharply higher, with the Dow posting an impressive gain, up 430 points. But some traders say the rally is not likely to last. Alan Valdez at DME Securities says on top of the U.S. debt and the recent downgrade of America's credit rating, economic weakness extends well beyond the United States.
In general, we have a lot of problems, not to mention Europe. Europe's number one on our radar screen, much more than this S&P downgrade. Because if Italy or Spain do default, that is a problem because they're probably too big to fail.
New York financial lawyer John Hennis says the debt problems in the U.S. and Europe point to a general slowdown in the global economy. Even with the monetary tools at its disposal, there's only so much the Fed or the Treasury Department can do.
The question is, when you remove that stimulus, you remove the QE, the quantitative easing, what ends up happening? And I think as we see spending get cut on a governmental level, as we see debt get brought down, we're going to see either very tepid growth or potentially a double-dip recession.
Worries about another recession go beyond Wall Street to China and Europe. But in the streets of New York, many blame America's political leaders.
I think there's no leadership. I think both Congress, executive branch, people just are losing sight of what's really important, which is taking care of the American people. And globally, the way everything is just tied together, I think it's unprecedented. And I'm not sure anybody really knows how to turn it around.
Analysts worry flagging consumer confidence in the U.S. could exacerbate problems abroad, just as new data show inflation rising in China and renewed fears that another European country could default on its loans. Arcega, VOA News.